everyone. Today I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while. It's Let's Talk Basketball. Well, the off season is here, and a lot has already happened. So let's jump straight into the news with Kawhi Leonard. Well, he's not part of the news, but I need a Clippers picture, so I used him because he's on the Clippers and he's like their best player. But anyways, Doc Rivers got fired, and they hired Tyronn Lue to a 5-year deal. Tyronn Lue was already on the staff of the Clippers, and then they just promoted him, basically. I honestly don't think this is such a good move because Tyronn Lue was on the staff. Why didn't he do something when they blew a 3-1 lead? I don't think Tyronn Lue was the right coach here. I would have preferred many different coaches. Maybe even a first-year coach like Brooklyn did with Steve Nash. Maybe some like former NBA player. But, Tyronn Lue is a former NBA player. Maybe a first year, I don't know. But it is like basically win or go home this year with the Clippers because they have no draft picks in the future, and they have to convince Paul George and Kawhi to stay because Kawhi's on a 1-year deal, Paul George is on a 1-year deal, and yeah, if they leave, yeah, it's a mess, and OKC gets like a lot of picks. It's gonna be the Brooklyn situation all over again. Well, my Celtics benefited from the Brooklyn situation, but Thunder about to be the next Celtics out here, and yeah, like that's gonna be a nice rivalry. That's gonna be nice to watch though. If the Thunder do become like the next Celtics for draft picks, it'll basically be a future of Thunder. It'll be Thunder Celtics a lot in the finals if that happens, and the Thunder like hit on their picks. And I'm saying Sam Presti will hit on his picks. Sam Presti is an amazing GM, and I think he'll hit on all his picks. So yeah, and yeah. Tyronn Lue, coach of the Clippers. I don't think this is actually going to go that well for them. I feel like Kawhi's going to leave. Paul George is going to leave. And hindsight 2020, Kawhi should probably have stayed on the Raptors because if he was on the Raptors, maybe they would be NBA champions again. Because this is actually an easier time to win the championship than last year, if you think about it. Because last year, you had the Warriors super team, which got unlucky because of injuries. But, yeah, this is an easier year to win the championship. LeBron might have gotten 80, but still. Kawhi could have locked up LeBron or 80, I guess, maybe. 80 would probably still do good against Kawhi. But Kawhi did lock up Giannis last year in the playoffs, so yeah. Kawhi should have probably stayed on the Raptors, done well. And if you look at everything like Tyronn Lue's done, he's always had really good players, and he's done well with those really good players. So he might do good, or he might completely flop as the Clippers coach. But anyways, let's go on to the next piece of the news, and it's the Rockets. So, obviously, Mike D'Antoni, split ways with, the Rockets, and then it looked like he was going to Philly, but Doc Rivers got fired by the Clippers, obviously, and Doc Rivers went to Philly. And, yeah, I'm just going to talk really quick about Philly, then talk a bit more about the Rockets. Philly, in Philly, I don't know, maybe he's a better coach than Brett Brown, so I expect them to do better. And also, you gotta remember, Tobias Harris had his best seasons, or best half season, when he was with Doc Rivers. So, yeah, Doc Rivers might bring back Tobias Harris to a 20-point game scorer, which he at least needs to score 20 with what contract he has. He has a ridiculous contract. But yeah, Doc Rivers, decent signing. Not the best signing, but a decent signing. I would have preferred Mike D'Antoni, honestly, if I was Philly. And then, Mike D'Antoni parted ways, or got fired, whatever you want to say, by the Rockets. And today, Daryl Morey stepped down as, pretty much the GM of the Rockets. And a lot of people also want to blamed this on Tillman. He's like, if you don't know who he is, he's the Rockets owner, and he kind of has a history. And if like Daryl Morey was like, I want this coach, but Tillman was like, no, Daryl Morey might have been like, I don't care. It says he officially parted ways like on his own accord. That's what like news articles are saying, that he wanted to leave, spend more time with family. But I feel like he's gonna get back into being a GM because he's a great GM. Like, ever since they made the James Harden trade, they haven't missed the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. And they've been a very good team. If you want to make the playoffs and you're a bad team, sign Daryl Morey. He'll get you into the playoffs. Like, I'm thinking like the Kings would have loved to have him, but they just signed someone. The Pistons, but they also signed someone. But if the Pistons had a GM job still open, I would think Daryl Morey would do a great job. Pretty much any team that didn't make the playoffs last year that needs to make some big moves, Daryl Morey would be great. Because Daryl Morey is not afraid to pull the trigger. That's what I love about Daryl Morey. He's like a 2K player when you're doing a rebuild and you're like flipping assets. Well, Daryl Morey kind of does that in real life too. Where he's like, Chris Paul didn't work, let's get Russell Westbrook. And maybe we would have flipped Russell Westbrook if he stayed there. And the thing is, I feel like it's not Daryl Morey's fault because he said it's a failure or something. He said like that if we don't get James Harden a ring till he retires or how long I'm here. I don't really feel like it's Daryl Morey's fault they didn't get a ring. Because if Chris Paul didn't get injured against the Warriors, and the Warriors went on to sweep the Cavs, but I'm telling you, that would have been the Rockets game 6. They would have won in 6 or like maybe in 7 if Chris Paul did not get injured. And if Chris Paul did not get injured, they beat that Warriors team, go on to the finals, and beat LeBron in 5. Maybe even sweep LeBron. Like, that was a good Rockets team. So, yeah. And also, yeah, like, no way. I'm not giving the Rock, like, any credit to LeBron because, we'll get to LeBron later about his 4th ring and everything, but, like, LeBron could have probably gotten swept by the Rockets. So, yeah, I'm going to just say that. He probably could have gotten swept by the Rockets. I wouldn't have been, honestly, too surprised if he had gotten swept. But Chris Paul got injured, and that pretty much was the end of the story. And, yeah, kind of sad. And pretty much, I'm going to also go into the GOAT discussion soon. But I'm just going to go to the transition over to the Lakers real quick. Anthony Davis, of course. And LeBron, obviously. I'm also going to show you, like, LeBron. You know what? Should I show LeBron? I don't know. You know what? I'll just show LeBron, too. Here's LeBron, boys. Yeah, LeBron. I don't know why I still have the Davis one up, but I'm going to turn off the Davis one. I'll just put him in the corner. Extend him out. But, yeah, anyways, we will talk about Anthony Davis first. You know what? I'll talk about Davis first and LeBron second. So, with Anthony Davis, he opted out, which you might think is bad for the Lakers, but no, he said he basically opted out and he's going to re-sign. So, yeah, obviously he's going to re-sign. He just won a championship there. He's going to re-sign with the Lakers. Yeah, and, other news, though, Rajon Rondo is most likely going to opt out, or he has officially opted out of his contract. So he's probably going to be looking for a bit more money. Dwight Howard's going to become a free agent. So you also kind of have to worry about that. And yeah, so like you probably want to want to bring him back, most likely, because Dwight Howard had like a complete like resurgence of his career. So I think you would want to keep Dwight Howard there. Obviously, Rondo was playoff Rondo, and I believe if Rondo didn't play like playoff Rondo, like he always says, the Lakers don't win that championship. I want to be very clear, because Rondo, not only did he play playoff Rondo, he also shot 40% from 3. He's not a good career, like, 3-point shooter, so yeah. That was great, and I'm gonna quickly sidetrack to, like, other content. I'm gonna upload other like Roblox content and stuff, and maybe my Minecraft server. Which, if you want to join, leave a comment with your Minecraft username. I'll whitelist you, or DM me on Discord. Join my Discord. Follow my Twitter. Somewhere, Gucci at GucciPig6. There's a Discord invite. Go into the Discord, then DM me, or just go to my video about the Minecraft server, because I'm gonna start streaming that too. And I'm already stacked on the server, but I'm gonna do a show off basically of the server. So there's nothing really that. Maybe the Ender Dragon, because I actually haven't killed an Ender Dragon yet, but I have like enough eyes to do stuff. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. And I'll gift you diamonds if you. I'll give you some diamonds to start off, since like I have too much diamonds at this point, which is kind of a funny thing to say. Anyways, I'm gonna go to LeBron real quick. Okay, LeBron, yeah. LeBron is here. LeBron is here. Yeah. He won his 4th ring. Good job, LeBron. You beat the Heat. Oh my god, you beat the Heat, who were literally missing their little second and third best player, and you still let the Heat get 2 games on you. That should have been a sweep. But Jimmy Butler's that type of player. Jimmy Butler will not get swept. But LeBron got swept, and not only did he get swept once, he got swept twice. And that's the thing. LeBron cannot beat a GOAT. He just can't. He's not as good as LeBron. Like Michael Jordan. If he wins 2 more rings and ties, I'm sure I'll give LeBron it. But like, LeBron has a way worse record in the finals than Jordan. He's been to more, yeah, but he's lost so many. And he's played for more years, and he still hasn't won more. You'd expect him to win more, but he still hasn't. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing. And I guess he does outdo LeBron in career stats, but he does. But MJ outdoes LeBron in Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron's not gonna win one. Defend first team all defense, and yeah. And the thing is, you'll never see Jordan getting pushed by Kyle Kuzma or some player like that to play defense. Don't you forget, last year, LeBron just stopped playing defense, and that honestly was one of his downfalls. And I'm going to open up a picture of Jordan, because I don't feel like having LeBron on here, because I'm sorry, but Jordan is and I will go do a picture of Jordan much rather than I'll put a picture of LeBron. So yeah, Jordan, still the GOAT, unless LeBron's not going to win any more MVPs. I'm going to say that too. He's stuck at 4, not going to match Jordan's 5 MVPs, not going to match Jordan's 6 rings. Yes, he does outdo him in stats, but he's played way more years than Jordan. And if Jordan played more years, he would have done better. And you have to remember, those 2 years off, he was in complete prime form, and yeah, he retired. So yeah. And also, like, LeBron has many, many moments where he did not play like the GOAT. You should not have lost to the 2011 Mavericks. But he lost. He lost. Dirk wanted it more than him, and Shawn Marion locked him up. Shawn Marion locked up. Yeah, Shawn Marion's a good defender, but he should not be locking up LeBron James, who we say is the GOAT. He's not the GOAT if he gets locked up by Shawn Marion. That's all I'm going to say. Well, it's okay to get locked up by Shawn Marion, but not when you're considered the GOAT. LeBron he just doesn't do some things that a GOAT should do. And Jordan, does LeBron have a 3-peat? Tell me, does LeBron have a 3-peat? Jordan has 2 3-peats. And people say, oh, well, LeBron's undefeated in the first round. No one cares you're undefeated in the first round. And you don't go into the season being like, I hope I don't lose. I just hope I win the first round. I don't care what happens after. I just need to win the first round. And then people are like, well, you see that LeBron has Jordan's lost like 9 times. Well, LeBron's lost more times in the playoffs than Jordan has. And even if you take away his extra seasons and like make it tied with Jordan for amount of seasons, give him everything else, just take away the 3 playoff losses because he ties him in seasons. Still, LeBron has more. And then I believe LeBron's been to 10 finals. If you take away 3 seasons, maybe that's 7 finals, 8 finals maybe, and not all his finals. He got swept twice. Even Allen Iverson against the LA Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, one of the most dominant teams in history, managed to pull out the game of his life and win a game. Jimmy Butler won 2 against this Lakers team without his second and third best players. And people are like, well, Jordan had a better coach. Erik Spoelstra, I want to be very clear, is a great coach. Because he would not be in the finals if they had some bum coach. Like, I'm sorry, they wouldn't be in the finals. And Tyronn Lue, as much as I bashed him earlier about the Clippers signing, LeBron chose Tyronn Lue. LeBron had all the power in the world to choose a different coach. He handpicked his coaches. And Frank Vogel's a pretty good coach, too. LeBron handpicked his coaches, so that's his fault. And LeBron's basically been the GM of his team, so every time he fails, you have to pin it on LeBron. He was the GM. And a lot of his LeBron fans, he had a falling out with Kyrie. As much as I don't like Kyrie as a Celtics fan, Kyrie's a great player. I don't like Kyrie, and I feel like every team he goes to, he makes it worse. But the only team he didn't make worse was Cleveland, because he and LeBron played well together, except for the egos part. But on the court, they played well off each other. And I want to be very clear. LeBron should have 2 rings if Kyrie didn't save him with the one shot and Ray Allen didn't save him with the other shot. And the thing is, I'll give him 3 rings, Like, Kyrie's shot, yeah, it was great. But LeBron had to chase down block. So I'll give LeBron that moment. I'll give him the moment. But Ray Allen saved a championship. And Chris Bosh saved a championship by getting the rebound. People don't point out enough how Chris Bosh was so important to those teams. And if you guys don't remember, there were articles about, should they trade Chris Bosh? Should they trade Chris Bosh? And I want to be very clear. LeBron makes like the 3rd star worse on his team. It's not his fault completely, but you'll be 70% of the player you were once, and it'll always happen. Like Chris Bosh, Kevin Love. If you don't remember, Kevin Love was a beast in Minnesota. A beast. And then once he got to LeBron, he became a stretch 4, and he wasn't as good. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this Let's Talk Basketball video. I'm going to try and do more basketball videos because I really like basketball. It's a hobby of mine. And I'll still do I'll do a lot of Roblox content streams. I'm mostly now a streamer, and basketball is probably going to be the only real videos I do. But yeah, this is pretty much it for this video, and see ya. And subscribe, and yeah, subscribe and like. I honestly don't care too much about the likes, just subscribe, and thanks for watching.